Hey everyone. So I'm jumping right into it. Now you guys will come in as you come in, and then this is going to be available for the replay in this group as always, as all the lives are. So yesterday, or was it Tuesday? Was it yesterday? Yesterday, I think yesterday I put out a poll, a video poll, and it should be down below this video in this group. And I asked you guys, because of the things that I had been hearing and talking with clients about, and my own story of my healing, and then the story of dealing with my husband's healing, what are your reservations for doing the labs or doing a program such functional diagnostic nutrition or my programs? So, and I had heard different feedback on this before, but I wanted to just bring that to the group for you guys. And you guys, you did. You laid out the answers in the comments below. And I'm going to talk about them in this live today. You can go back and watch the video of the examples that I talked about and clients that were actually struggling with some legitimate concerns that I couldn't relate to, because even though I've done all the testing and went through the program and I've, put my autoimmune in remission, I still didn't have this. I didn't have those reservations for whatever reason. We're all so different, and the way we think is also different. So, I'm going to go through each one of these reservations, or the main ones that I thought that were talked about the most or repeated the most. But if you have one that's similar, or one that you have that's even different and that isn't mentioned, then feel free to, post it in the comments below. The number one reservation that I saw is that I don't know which test, or I don't know how to choose the correct test to have run on myself. And for that, I would say the mythical information, or the mythical thought in all of this, is that there is actually only one test. There literally, and if someone has told you differently, they lied. Like, biologically, it's not possible. There's literally not just one test that will show you all functions of the body. Okay, so you have you have all different systems of the body: your endocrine system, your hormone system, your adrenals, you have your liver, you have your gut. I mean, you have all these different systems and functions of the body, and not one test can come in and go, oh, this is everything that's going on. And so that would be the best way that I would say to deal with that reservation, is to recognize that there's not just one. There's not just one way to get in your car. There's not just one way to walk out your front door. There's never just one way to do certain things. And the same thing with the healing process. There's not just one way for one person's body to heal. It is different for everyone. Even though you may have some of the same symptoms, even though you may even have some of the same labs. I would beg to say that you have exactly the same labs, but some of the same labs, or even relatively close numbers. Your healing process may be very different. So with that reservation specifically of saying, I don't know which lab to choose, or I don't know which one to choose is correct, again, there is not just one. There's not just one. And then being with a practitioner that you trust to talk to you about why they would choose the labs that they choose. But again, labs with an S. Okay, the second one is the overwhelming changes that I may have to go through once I find out what my results are. So after finding out my results, I'm nervous about the overwhelming changes that I will have to make, or I'm nervous about following through. And really in this, with my clients, I ask them to take it a step further, because really this is you saying, I don't have faith in myself. Okay, I don't have faith because of past experiences that I haven't followed through with something. I don't have faith in myself. And so you want to evaluate that, because there's absolutely nothing else anybody, no matter how smarty pants the doctor is, no matter how spot on they are with your protocol, no matter how spot on they are with your treatment, there's nothing they can do to help you if you haven't decided that you're gonna do this, or you're going to have faith in yourself, or you're going to give yourself grace. You're going to feel the feels and do it anyway. Okay. Now, the second part to the overwhelmingness is the myth that I want to bust, that especially with somebody who's actually gone through the healing process, that people think that it was easy or flawlessly done by me. that there wasn't trial and error, that there wasn't times where I still ate things I wasn't supposed to eat, that there wasn't times I didn't push my body like beyond what I was supposed to push it, that there were not cycles in there that I had overwhelming PMS because I had overloaded on sugar and I'd stressed myself out, or I had overconsumed alcohol or whatever. There's this myth or this idea that when someone hears a protocol that they have to follow it perfectly in order to get some benefits. And I will be the first person to tell you is that I did not follow it 100%. I was consistent. I was very consistent because the more I felt better, the more I wanted to feel better. And so I was consistent. I took my supplements, but there were times that I forgot, or there were times that, we were gone for a week and I forgot my supplements to take them with me. So it was my healing is not based off perfection. So I think for some reason people think that, oh, when I find out what I need to do to heal, that I have to follow it absolutely perfectly to get healing. And that's not necessarily the case. Now, there are moments that you need consistency. And with my clients, especially, a lot of times is we'll get, in fact, I have a client right now, and she's like, well, I am not taking my supplements. Well, that's an action that it's not just life happens. In other words, something happened in life and you just, things got crazy. This is someone that's choosing not to do what she should do. And then in that case, but that's your own personal junk. And that would be the same thing that I would tell myself, is my own personal junk. So, the overwhelming changes that might occur, again, they're not all at once, at least the way that I coach it. They're not all at once. They're in steps, and they're not always perfect. And then, of course, secondly, you've got to have some faith in yourself, and you can't base your future behavior on past experiences with yourself, because then we never grow or get better, all right? Now, the third thing is, what if I don't get any answers at all? What if I get these tests back and they don't tell me anything? And again, that's a perspective shift, because I want you to see that no answers are good answers. No answers are answers. Not seeing that you have parasitic activity in your gut is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. You don't have to have parasites in order to experience XYZ symptoms. And just because you experience XYZ symptoms and you don't have parasites doesn't mean that we still can't find the culprit and heal the body. Okay? So we dig deeper and we keep going. But remember that you should be just as excited about no answers, about saying, that's like, you being upset that you walk in and you get a brain scan for cancer and they come back and say, oh, no cancer. What? That should make you feel amazing that you don't have cancer. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same about these labs. Like, be excited when you find out that you don't have to worry about that struggle or that symptom or that issue. Because right there's just doesn't show any struggle, and your body is handling that function nicely. Good for you. Be excited about that. Be excited about that, because it still continues. The trial and error will still continue. Yes, you still have the struggle. Yes, but we just knocked one thing off the list. Okay? So be excited about not having any results. The other one was, I don't want to give up my favorite food or my favorite drink or alcohol or whatever. I don't want to give this up. Again, this comes from the idea that you're going to have to give it up forever. And again, I want to really stress that once you heal the culprit or the struggle of the body that's breaking it down, either causing inflammation or leaky gut or a bacterial imbalance or whatever, once you actually go in and deal with that, then you will be able to be more lenient. It won't be like you don't have to give up alcohol forever, and you don't have to give up gluten forever. And for some people, they don't have to give up dairy forever. Now, there are some cases where, like celiac disease, that you will always present yourself as feeling better when you stay away from certain foods or certain activities. And if that be the case, it's still a choice, but you won't have to stay away from these things. And the idea that I think people are missing is that when you actually heal the functions of the body, or you heal the, the intestinal lining of the gut, when you heal these things, then you can partake in foods and they not have this inflammatory response. That said, you can't drink every night. Doesn't even make sense. Sugar every day. Doesn't even make sense. So if you're not willing to ultimately decide that I feel better when I don't eat those things, and so therefore I'm okay not having them, whether that be tomorrow, next month, 6 months, or a year, then you're not ready to heal. You are stuck in the mindset of, I'm going to continue in my struggle because I feel like the reward I get from this junk is still outweighing the reward I would get from feeling amazing without it. So that's just you not being ready. That's just all there is to it. Because usually by the time a client comes to me, I'm not saying they're perfect at it, but usually by the time a client comes to me, they're ready in that respect. In other words, they're okay if they have to give up, you know, whatever they love so much, just to feel better. So you may have to address whether you're ready or not. And then the last one is I'm embarrassed of my results. And this is the only one out of all the ones that were mentioned that I feel like there's a deeper issue going on. And I still think it all comes back around to the overwhelmingness or the not really wanting to change. But the embarrassed of the results only works if you understand how embarrassing it is to have the symptoms. In other words, hot flashes and constipation and bloating and not being able to go to the bathroom and acne and all those things, those are all really embarrassing. Way more embarrassing than finding out if you have a parasite. I mean, just to be flat honest with you. And you're dealing with those on a daily basis. So if you're more embarrassed about finding out what's causing those embarrassing things, then you're not ready. You know, and that's the great thing about dealing with this, is coming to the terms or coming to the idea of this is internal junk. This is internal story that you're telling yourself. And really, I swear, it's as simple as just rerouting that thought process, rerouting those affirmations that you're saying, instead of say, each test, I'll just mark it off, and I will deal with each system of the body as it comes at me, no matter what test I choose. The changes will be that they will be changes, but with each day you get better and stronger faster. If I don't find out any answers, that is an answer that I didn't have a struggle in that area, that we have to look in a different direction. Embarrassed by my results. Embarrassed by your symptoms. Be embarrassed by your symptoms. Be embarrassed that you don't have the energy to play with your kids at the end of the day, or you can't control your bowels, or you can't go to the bathroom at all, or whatever. Be embarrassed by that. Put your energy into doing something about that. And then I don't want to give up my favorite foods, and we talked about this. It's not giving them up forever, but then you have to reach a point where you decide that foods that make you feel crappy need to go. They're not worth it. And your spice of life needs to come somewhere out of your diet. If you're one of those people that can't wait to get to your next meal, then that just says that there needs to be another hobby. There needs to be another element of excitement in your life. Your life can't be wrapped solely around food. And these are all deeper issues. And I do recommend that if you feel like that you really struggle in some of these areas, although I do work with my clients on the internal therapeutic stress or the mindset issue of it, but seeing a therapist that can help with these issues would also be a game changer as well. Because just like that video I posted not too long ago about the placebo effect, saying that when they give people a pill and they think they're taking a pill that's supposed to help cure them, and then they automatically they get cured, and then they find out that it's a placebo. Well, the same thing works with the mind as far as causing disease. So just like the mind can, trick us into thinking that we're being healed from something, it can actually also trick us into thinking that or push us into a stressed disease state. And people, they don't realize that how much their thoughts and the perspective and the way they see things is actually causing their struggle more than anything. And then, like I said in that video yesterday, I think some people really want to stay in their identity of struggling. They like that they can use it as an excuse. And I don't use the word like as in they desire it. As in they feel comfortable using it as an excuse. That's all they've ever done for so long. So it'd be weird for them not to say that I have a headache every day, or that I have poor energy every day. It's like they don't even know how to have a conversation without bringing that up, or especially saying that, oh, I feel good. Like, for some people, I'm not even kidding you, they feel weird about having a conversation where, like, I feel good. I feel good. I have great energy. I I am, you know, healing my body. I am taking my supplements. I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's going to get better. Like, for them to have that conversation, it's very hard for them. So I hope that helps. The reservations that are out there. Again, I could keep going on for days, but those are the top 5 reservations that I got in the Facebook poll that I took yesterday about why people feel weird or have reservations about doing the labs and learning more about their body at a deeper level. This means that their gut issues, their hormone issues, their food sensitivity issues, their blood chemistry analysis or vitamin nutrient deficiencies, or like mold toxicity or heavy metal toxicity or whatever. Learning those things in labs and then where they go from there. Okay, I'm out. Peace out.